guys, welcome back to Aliana Unfiltered, to my next video. For everybody who messaged me yesterday after the first video I uploaded, a huge thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to every single one who sent me such a sweet message. And I have to say that I also received a lot of messages from women who went through something similar, which for me is actually just insane, and it just made me realize one more time how important it is to actually speak up for yourself, to share this with other people, and to really make an active decision on healing, right? On progressing what you went through and creating something better out of it, because I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. And if I would not believe that, I would constantly be in my victim mentality, and that wouldn't bring me further in life. It is easily to see ourselves as that kind of victim, right? Like, oh, because this and this happened to me, I can never be fully happy. I cannot have, a healthy relationship, good friendships. I cannot become fulfilled because this and this happened to me. So we're constantly literally blaming our past over and over again for not progressing in life. I mean, yes, that happened to us, but we as adults, when we're grown up, it is our decision, an active decision that we have to make every single time when we're feeling low, when we're feeling sad, when we could easily drown in our emotions, to say no and make that decision. Hey, I am not going to be victimizing myself anymore. I'm going to step out of it and I'm going to create something beautiful. And that is my decision, because we as adults, we have the power to react in a different way. Today, I actually wanted to talk about how you can accept what was, how you can let go of it, and to actually find inner peace. Because inner peace is literally like that situation or that point where you can say, okay, like, I know you acknowledge that happened, but you still go out of it and create something better, right? And that is an active decision. So let's get right into it, guys. Okay, so the first thing is that you have to say yes to life and no to survival mode, right? Because if you're constantly reliving your past, you kind of like are in survival mode, because your nervous system, your entire body, how you react in certain situations and getting triggered and feeling anxiety, getting depression, like all those negative emotions, they are not there to serve you, right? They won't serve you on the long term. So you have to make an active decision that you say yes to life and not like goodbye to survival. You also have to realize that you are responsible for your life. Yes, that happened to you. Yes, you went through trauma. Yes, you went through, shit in your life, but you have the power to react in a different way towards it. What actually does acceptance? It frees us, right? It gives us strength, because imagine all that energy that you always have to bring up every single time that you get angry about what happens. That is a lot of wasted energy. Like, if you're angry and you're like rebellious, and you feel like all this stress inside your body, like, have you ever like cried at one night, one evening, and like you're crying so much, you're crying yourself to sleep literally, and the next day you wake up, and even though you slept, you are still exhausted, your eyes are swollen, your body feels heavy. Like, it takes so much energy every single time from your body to be angry and frustrated and be in that miserable kind of circle, that you just have to break out of it in order to get further and progress in life. So this acceptance will give you that progress and that growth and that inner strength and that peace that you need. 5 freeing things that you can do, that is actually by Virginia Satir, and she is helping with her technique to actually live a more fulfilled life. The first thing is that you need to get out of your past and actually get back into the present moment, right? You need to actually see and hear what is right there. And I talk about it a lot, like when I'm, walking my dog. That's something that I love to do, because it raises my awareness of the beauty that is around me, and I'm able to actually be present in the moment. Like, so many times, especially with social media, like, we're constantly on our phones, constantly scrolling, and we have so many things, we see so many different things all day and hear so many different things, that sometimes we literally just forget to be present, and we're literally just constantly, like, with our thoughts on the go, and we cannot freaking calm down, right? So there's so many impressions every single day that we, embody, that we are, like, taking in. So you need to learn to be present in the moment, because if you don't want to relive your past over and over again, you need to be, acknowledging, you need to realize that you're right now here in your present, right? You don't need to worry what will be. You don't need to worry about what was. So basically that's like a task that you can do. For example, you go for a walk and you just stop at a certain point and you just look around and you just acknowledge what is around yourself, right? Like you see the flowers, you hear the birds, you see the sky, you see some clouds, right? That is actually something like a grounding technique. Maybe you can even, lay yourself on the grass if you have a garden. Lay yourself on the grass, right? It's nice weather outside right now, and that is very, very grounding. If you just sit there or lay down and you watch the sky, you hear what is going on around you, you smell, like this raises your awareness about the beauty that is right now. And like in this moment, you need to learn how to let go and feel safe in the moment that you are right now. The second thing for a more fulfilled and freeing life is to speak up for yourself, to actually say the things that you mean in a friendly way. Obviously, we don't want to be rude bitches, right? We want to be friendly and kind and understanding, but we want to voice our opinion. We want to say what we mean. We want to say no if we want to say no. We want to say yes when we actually mean it, right? So you need to learn how to speak up for yourself and use your voice for, voicing your opinion. The third thing for more fulfillment is to be vulnerable with what you feel, right? A lot of people can think, oh my God, like if I'm vulnerable, like it's a weakness. No, it's not a weakness. That is basically what we're constantly conditioned to think, right? And that was why so many people struggling emotionally and actually voiced their opinions, because they've been constantly told, keep it calm, like don't say anything, like, it's okay, like putting things under the carpet, but that won't help, right? So you need to acknowledge your feelings and you need to be openly talking about it and being vulnerable about the things that you're going through, instead of just faking it all the time. The fourth thing is to actively ask for what you want instead of waiting and expecting other people to give it to you. Like, don't wait for the outer circumstances to change. Either ask for help or, do it by yourself. Like, don't wait until something happens or somebody does something, right? You need to actively make that step and that decision to handle things on yourself as well. So the fifth step for a more fulfilled and freeing life is to actually take risks and go outside of their comfort zone, right? Instead of just constantly being in that same circle, in your safe bubble, in that safe place and going the safe way. That's mostly keeping you trapped in that same circle, because you're never evolving, you're never progressing. And life and humanity, like, we are meant to grow, we are meant to progress in life. And if I said that already, if we're not going forward, we're going backwards. So you need to constantly take healthy risks in life and go outside your comfort zone. Also, during that entire process, we need to stop playing the blame game. We need to stop pointing fingers at, like, oh, our parents didn't do that, oh, I can't do this because of them. Like, we need to stop pointing the fingers and pointing it back to ourselves and actually saying, like, hey, I'm the adult right now, I can change my reality, it is up to me, right? Like, if you want something, it's up to you. You cannot expect your parents to know everything, because you always have to think they act on based at what they know, right? Like, they are not perfect either. They have probably a lot of trauma that they should actually heal about, right? But we are here to heal ourselves. I want to talk about 5 different beliefs that are actually wrong and won't bring you further on your journey of acceptance. So the first one is to always try to please everyone else, right? To do things like to make yourself feel seen and heard, to always just do what everyone's telling you, right? Like, you literally can be like a doormat. And you are not a doormat. Like, you should have your boundaries, right? Like, help people, be kind to people, yes, but don't cross that boundaries. Like, if you need time to heal, if you need to take time for yourself, then do that and don't feel guilty about it, right? It's not about making it so perfect for everyone else, which is also the second part. Don't try to be perfect, right? Because there's no perfection. Like, every single person is actually perfect in their own way. You just have to, like, switch the thought and be like, hey, like, it's never going to be always just perfect. And that is humanity. That is just life. And you just have to accept it. And don't try so desperately, because in that way, you literally, all you do is procrastinating. The third thing is a false belief to always trying to be strong. And that was actually something that I always did, right? Because I handled my shit on my own for so long that I always thought I cannot have other people see me cry. I cannot, I have to be the strong one. I cannot say if something is like bothering me because I have to be strong. I have to be strong. And that can become very, very toxic because you're constantly, eating everything up, and you're constantly thinking like you have to just perform. You have to be just like, even if you can't anymore, like you can literally not take a break, right? And that was me, like, especially when it comes to business, I'm like, I go, right? I don't take breaks. And that was very toxic after a while because it gets you to burnout. It gets you out of your feminine energy into your masculine energy, like in a trapped cycle, and you cannot break out of that because you constantly think you have to be strong. So you have to let go of that. Fourth false belief system or belief is to always just hurry up, to just do everything very fast. Sometimes, especially if you're a woman is, like the feminine energy is to be in flow, to take time, to create, to just, like water, like flowing, right? So if you constantly think like you have to go, you have to hurry, you have to hustle all the time, you are literally neglecting your own feminine power. You are so much more powerful if you take time for certain things, and you can actually practice that. For example, if you cook, right? You cook, you want to, cook a nice meal for maybe your family or something, or for yourself even, right? Take time to like cut the vegetables, to, see what you're doing, which is also one of the tasks that I talked about. Like, be in the reality, be in the present moment, be present with what you're doing, right? Don't just try to hurry everything and just rush everything, right? Take time for the things that you love. Take time for self-care. Take time to like cook your favorite meal for yourself, right? Just don't rush. It's also when you're trying to rush your healing progress, you're actually just getting frustrated, because healing is not something that happens overnight. It's not something that, you'll just be fully healed like next month, right? Like, I'm constantly working on my healing process since many, many years. And I still have, up to this day, I still have, like days or maybe even weeks where I feel low, where I feel like I just can't go anymore, right? And I have to constantly make that active decision for myself. Hey, like, this is not a rushing process. Like, I need to take time for myself to take that time to heal. The fifth wrong belief is basically to always, like perform 150% instead of just trying to give your best every single day, because your best will not always be 100%, 150%. Sometimes it will be 30, sometimes it will be 50, sometimes it will be 80. And the only task that you have is basically giving your best every single day to, get to that acceptance, because otherwise you're just constantly living an illusion of overperforming and you're just getting exhausted. So this is not, good if you want to heal. Really big thing to know, guys, acceptance is not something that you have to say, oh, I love what happened to me, or that it's not unfair. Yes, what happens to you is unfair. What happened to me is unfair. It shouldn't have happened, right? But in order to find that inner peace, the only actual way is, to find that peace is to letting go of it. And to let go, you need to accept what was, and try to find a solution of how you can move forward, because otherwise you will just be trapped in that circle and, you won't accept it. And this is what makes you angry and frustrated all the time. And this is why you feel that way on a constant basis, while are so angry and you have all these emotions and you're literally trying to just escape your reality. This is why a lot of people, go into drug addiction or alcoholism, or, like just constantly, just, trying to escape that reality. You constantly feel that anger, then it's just a sign for you to deal with that and to heal that particular thing that makes you so angry. Things you need to let go of when it comes to your healing journey, to accepting what was, right? You need to stop being so negative all the time. You need to stop telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that, life is not worth living, I wish I was just gone, like everything is just, so, oh my God, I have so many problems, like I don't have money, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, like, oh my God, like it's literally tiring right now to even say all this, right? It takes so much energy and negativity to just, have that constant bad self-talk. So let's stop the bad self-talk. Don't talk to yourself like this, right? Speak love, speak light, speak energy into yourself. Because otherwise, if you constantly repeat those things, like this is literally what you're going to create. Like, do you realize that your words are powerful, that your thoughts are powerful? So the more you think that, others just have it so much easier. You know, life is just hard all the time. Everything is just hard and annoying and like just bitching literally all the time about life and about, you know, what is happening to you. No, you cannot do that. Like, you need to let go of it. You need to stop focusing so much on that negativity, because whatever you focus on grows. The second thing, stop the pity party. Stop the pity party. What does that mean? Stop victimizing yourself. Stop saying like, oh, because this and this happened to me, I can never be fully ready. Because this and this happened to me, I cannot heal. I can never live a healthy life. I can never have a good relationship. No, this is not true. These are just the things that you tell yourself to find the excuses to not further work on yourself. Because to be honest, guys, as much as we need to progress in life, sometimes as human beings, we like being in our comfort zone, because this is what a program, or paradigm is telling us. Like, this is something new, danger mode. No, we're not gonna do that. So let's just stay in our self bubble. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're, no. Let's, put ourselves in a blanket and, no, like, we need to stop the pity party. We need to evolve. We need to stop victimizing ourselves. You need to become the victor, right? You need to actively make a decision that you want better in your life, that you want to, you realize, yes, this has happened to me. Yes, no, it was not fair. This shouldn't have happened, but I'm gonna find a solution. I'm gonna get out of this, and I'm going to create something with this. I'm going to give it a different meaning. Instead of why, ask for what. Because the more you ask yourself, why did this happen to me? Why did I went through this? Why did that person treat me that way? You will never actually find an answer for that. And to constantly, waste your energy on asking for that why will not give you the answer. You can rather, ask instead for what did that happen? What can I make out of this? And once you're switching that, thought pattern, that thought progress of, thinking about what happened to you, you can realize that you can move on from there. Because this why will never give you the answer that you need, will never give you the answer that you want. But if you ask for what, you can actually take that power back, and you can answer that for yourself. For what did that happen? What am I going to make out of this, right? So with that, you take the power back. And especially to people who felt like, or something like this happened, like a traumatic event, right? Somebody betrayed them, somebody, abused them, whatever it might be. It might feel like that person took a lot of control from you. But by asking for what did that happen and taking that decision on, hey, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to create something out of it, you're taking that power back. You're claiming your power back and that control for yourself. And this will make you feel better. The last thing I want to give you is active things that you can do to progress your healing process. Is to breathe, like to intentionally breathe, right? Most of the time, like, we're actually not really breathing fully. And this is why meditating, which is another thing, is really, really important, guys. That is actually something that helped me immensely to connect with my inner self and to let go and to, connect with my spirit and to embrace my body and my entire existence. Like, it just made me grounded and connected. So something, and that is going to be another video, is praying, right? Finding a relationship to God again. And that is something I'm going to talk about it in my next video. How building a relationship to God has helped me overcome my anxiety and my fear and my depression and my anger. Then another thing, I already talked about it, talk about it, right? Like, speak it out loudly, voice your opinion, voice what happened. And I want to say something, no matter what happened to you, if you feel pain, for whatever reason, if it was mental abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, if it was, you were just cheated on, whatever it might be, your pain is valid. Like, you cannot say, oh, other people have it worse than I have, so therefore, like, I'm just gonna be quiet because nobody will care. Like, no, like, you have to acknowledge that your pain is valid and that you are worthy of voicing that and talking about it. Whenever you feel pain and anger and, resentment, that is a sign for you that you need to acknowledge your pain. Another thing is to write it down. What you can do is actually write a letter. That is something that I did, right? You can write a letter, you can burn it, you can send it to that person that hurt you, you can do whatever you want with that letter, but writing down from me was a really big process of actually, like processing it and becoming aware of it. Actually, something that I did when I told my mom about what happened, I wrote her a letter because I was so afraid to actually talk to her and look her in the eyes because I didn't know what she was going to say. So I was afraid and I just wrote it inside a letter and told her to, read it when she has a quiet moment. So that helped me actually, like when I was writing it down, it was like, yeah, I had to like relive it and it was very painful, but at the same time, I felt so relieved because I know that she's going to read it and she might be able to help me, right? So writing down is really, really good. So if you burn something or, like you're, maybe you can put everything, like you can write a letter and you put it in a box and then you, make a grave like in your backyard or something. You can put like a plant on it. So with that symbolic kind of thing, like burning something, like you're letting go of it, or you are, you're putting it into a grave, into the backyard, and you're planting something on it and there grows like a little plant or something. This is symbolic for you let go of what was and there grows something beautiful out of it, right? So this is also for you to like kind of find peace and acceptance in letting that go and creating something meaningful and better out of it. Showering, like aura showering, aura cleansing, right? You can literally go into the shower and make some aura cleansing music, like frequency vibe on YouTube, on whatever, and go inside the shower and imagine that all of the pain and the trauma and everything that happened to you is just washing it off. Fun fact, if when something happened to you as a child, like I had the thing that I always thought, oh my god, like I feel dirty, I need to wash myself, right? I want to just cleanse everything, right? But the thing is, when you grow up, you have a whole new body because your cells are all replaced. You literally don't even have a single cell anymore of what has happened to you in your past, and your body is like completely new because your cells are, like exchanging, so, and growing and dying. Like you're literally a complete new person right now. So this is also something that helped me realize, hey, like I'm not that person anymore. I don't need to constantly feel like I'm dirty, I need to wash myself, right? But if you feel an urge to do that, then do that and let it happen. Like whatever you feel like doing, you should never neglect it and think that's stupid because you're questioning yourself then. But whatever you need, whatever you feel like you need, do that and don't feel sorry for it. Don't find excuses that it's stupid or weird or ridiculous. Don't do that. Like accept yourself fully, love yourself, and give yourself what your body and your soul is calling for. Okay guys, that was my next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, to like it if you liked it, to maybe even leave me a comment. And I'm so excited for the next couple of videos, guys, because I have literally so freaking much to talk about. Like finally, I just feel like, okay, like I'm doing something really, really valid. I'm doing something really, really good out of it. I received so much positive feedback for people that are excited to watch my videos. And even if this channel is at this point not as big, like I'm just happy for this little community that we're gonna build here. I am just so happy that this is hopefully gonna help some people. And yeah, let's do this. Let's grow and heal together, right? Let's make something out of it, right? Because yes, everything happens for a reason and it's on us to create a beautiful and meaningful life. So let's do this all. Thank you so much for watching and until the next video. Bye.